Hey, what is up guys? And today what I want to share with you is probably the single best build in Remnant 2 right now. The game just received a big patch and it came with some brand new items and a fun Halloween event that is going on right now, which spawns many new aberrations throughout all the worlds. It also came with a lot of quality of life improvements. One of them has really taken a big hit to the engineer class. The engineer turret has gotten such a massive buff, it's totally ridiculous. You can just see in the gameplay that you're watching, the flame turret now just deals way too much damage. It is to a point where the turret deals more damage that it makes even Apocalypse difficulty feels like easy mode. This build that I made around the turret now does so much damage that the flame turret shots can even hit 10k damage with each hit. It can take out even the tankiest of bosses in no time at all. There is next to no effort needed to beat anything in the game with this. The only information that I could find from the patch notes that could result in this damage boost for the turret is a note where they mention that they fixed an issue where not all the turret attacks were dealing heavy damage type damage. It would seem that before the patch, the turrets were not dealing damage correctly. Before the patch, the turrets on most of my builds did around 1k to maximum 2k damage. I've never seen the flame turret hit any higher numbers as of right now. Now, after this new patch, I don't even hit anything lower than 4k damage, and that is without even using it to prime the ability to beef up the turret. Once you prime it up, it goes up to 6 to even 7k damage per shot. The turret has gone completely bonkers right now. I don't know if it's a bug or if this is intentional, but the turret is way too imbalanced right now. I would not be surprised if this gets patched soon, so make the most of this while it lasts. So to make the most out of this huge buff to the engineer, let's have a look at the build that you can use to beat any boss within seconds. Firstly, the classes we're using is the engineer and the handler. The reason why we go for the handler is it offers the best in terms of skill damage and skill crit chance. Also, the ability of the handler, the attack dog skill, will give us another additional 20% boost to all damage whenever we use the dog's howl. The dog alone is also very strong and he can kill all the small enemies around the worlds in 1 or 2 hits. So he alone is great when fighting dense mobs. Looking at all the items and the rings, that's where more of the fun happens. I won't go over the armor as you can just go with whatever you like. For the Relic, I use the Void Heart to get a good burst of healing. The fragments you will need on them are skill damage, elemental damage and skill cooldowns. Skill cooldowns are very important and I will go over why when we look at the rings. The weapons also don't matter as you won't need them at all. For the amulet, we use the silver ribbon. This will boost the damage of all of our skills and give us haste as well. Then for the rings, we get 2 rings that will boost the damage of our turret. The firestone will increase all of our flame damage and stone balance to increase all damage dealt by 7%. Then we have 2 other rings which will decrease our skill cooldowns. One of them is the burden of the rebel. This will reduce our cooldowns by 15% but increase the relic use speed. Then the next one is burden of the stargazer, which will reduce our cooldowns by another 15% but casting skills will cost us 15% of our health. Altogether, our skill cooldowns are sitting at 70%. You may be wondering why we go so much into cooldowns. That's because the engineer's prime ability gets scaled from your skill cooldowns. With all of those skill cooldowns that we have, we can use the prime ability on our turret to gain infinite ammo and a big damage boost every 18 seconds. That's every 18 seconds you can prime your turret. Without the cooldowns, you'll be sitting around 43 seconds to prime your turret. That extra amount of cooldowns really helps you in priming the turret as much as you like. Since the Halloween event is happening, you may encounter aberrations very often and you can just set your turret at any time and prime it to kill anyone that comes up almost instantly. And now a quick look at our traits. Get Flash Caster so you can place the turrets more quickly. Fortify and Kingship will come with the classes you're using. Get Strong Back only if you need it or if you're using a very heavy armor, just so you don't flop when dodging. Get Triage to increase all of our healing, Vigor to increase your health, and Expertise to get more into your skill cooldowns. Summon Barkskin just to increase our damage reduction, and then go fully into Blood Bond, so our summons can absorb some of the damage that we take. And that is it for the build everyone. The turret as of right now is way too strong. I'm really not sure if this was intentional, but it really makes for a strong turret build. I've gotten the turret to hit even 10k damage in some cases on the bosses and enemies. Even bosses like the Ravager, who are super tanky, are killed before they can even get to do much at all. I even went through multiple adventure modes to get the Ravager to spawn with elemental resistance to see if it would hurt the build. And absolutely not. I went into the fight with the Ravager with elemental resistance, and with some of the extra damage bonuses with our throwables, we still did 7 to 8k damage per shot. Even if the bosses spawn with elemental resistance, it makes no difference at all. I haven't been able to test it on the final boss, but I'm sure it would still be great. One thing to note when playing with this build is that the turret does a lot of friendly fire. Even with our kinship trait reducing the friendly fire by 80%, you can still get killed by a turret. Do not ever step in front of your turret, always stay behind it. Even with 80% damage reduction, you will still get one shot from your turret since it does so much damage. Your dog will also get killed many times like this, so keep an eye on reviving your little fella. That is also another reason why we don't use a summoner, as you kill your summons a lot more with your turret. I hope you all enjoyed the build, and I hope that they keep the turret strong, but as of right now I do feel it is way too strong. It doesn't require the player to do anything in a lot of the situations, which can make the game even on Apocalypse feel very easy. But let me know what your thoughts are on this buff to the engineer. I will catch you all next time.